What's going on, people? It's GunThrower from NextGenTactics giving you another update for PS3 gamers. Patch 1.05 is now out. Oddly enough, that came very, very fast. If you read any of the postings, and I'm not trying to stir shit up, I'm just observing something. You notice that when you read about, oh, how long it takes to make the patch, they say it's about 30 days to make the patch. This came a hell of a lot sooner, a lot faster than 30 days from 1.04 to 1.05. And I think we all know why it is. Because there was anarchy that followed 1.04. So, first of all, I want to say that I did do a follow-up video for those of you that watched it. I know it created this bomb and this explosion that went on the COD forums. And it's not necessarily that that's what I wanted to see happen, but what I wanted was for everyone to go there and voice their opinion. But what happened was, and when I said, you know, and we'll go back just in case some of you guys decide like, oh, I'm going to call you out on this. When I said spam the forum, I didn't mean to do post after post after post. I meant as collectively as a PS3 community to spam it, because it would all have been the same thing. So I consider that spam, where we'd all go on and say, there's a problem, this is ridiculous, you need to fix it. Now, in terms of lining up like good little soldiers and doing, you know, following their rules and the rules of society and everything like that, I'm not an anarchist, but you know what, screw that crap. They're like, well, we're only listening to people, give us the input, you know, let us know what the problems are so we can fix it. Dude, you only need like 3 or 4 people. You need even one person to say, here's what the problems are. Someone else backs it up, boom, Bob's your uncle, there you go. The rest of them don't need to follow up in your little lineup because it's not going to work. You're just going to ignore them. But what happened was, this sometimes mob mentality works. And I would say, I don't care if you guys don't believe it, but I say case in point of exactly what happened. Yes, it was a little too much, it was a little too far. Granted, in the future, I mean, there's ways of going about it. I mean, no profanities. I've said this before. No profanities, you know, and just voice your opinion. But don't do multiple postings. Post your opinion, that's it, and get it done, and then back out. But that's about it. But there's something to be said when there's people pounding. I know, running with Spider-Bite, running NextGenTactics and everything like that, you know, we hear Treyarch saying, well, we don't respond to any of that. Bull crap. Bull crap, you don't respond to that. That's a load of garbage. If you have thousands of people pounding on your door, thousands of people revolting, you listen. You may not be listening individually to what they're saying, but collectively, when you're feeling the foundation of your building shaking, you listen, no matter what. So don't believe any of that garbage. All these other, you know, we even had a Treyarch fanboy visit our website and was saying, they don't listen to all that stuff. I'm like, come on, man. If you're actually that stupid and you think that thousands of people revolting and going on there and screaming bloody murder and they're not listening, I'm afraid you're actually pretty stupid. That being said, we've got patch 1.05 that came out very, very quickly. So obviously they are concerned, and they're little quick, they're hot fixes as they're known, which are hot fixes are behind the scenes, which sort of band-aided, and that's why you'd see, if you saw the video that I put out, I put a band-aid on the actual thumbnail to signify that. It wasn't a fix, it was just a band-aid to try and get us to this point here. And obviously, by the chaos that ensued after 1.04, they were listening, and they got this patch out really damn fast. If you ask me, this is really fast. Yeah, there's lots of patches, and there's more. Anyway, let's go into the what's supposed to be fixed on 1.05. Again, I know I'm just kind of stirring things up a little bit. But you know what? Sometimes that works. Sometimes lining up, you know, to be heard in a single file works. And sometimes striking and being outside in mass quantities and yelling things really sort of shakes the foundation. Both work, both effective, clearly. Anyway, let's take a look. Alright, let's get to the first part, which is an improved party reliability when leaving with party. And by improved, I'm assuming they mean that it actually works this time, since it didn't work at all last time. It's funny how they use improved. How about actually working? That would be great. Improved UPnP functionality. Basically, a lot of players, when they're in a party, if they have a closed NAT or a moderate, or what is it, an impartial, whatever, there's like 3 levels of NAT, open, closed, and then there's the one in between. I forget what it is. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, when that happens, you end up getting people that don't go into the game, get kicked from the game, whatever. It's just constant problems. So it's hopefully this will resolve it. The next one is enabled mute functionality in player cards. Don't even know why it was taken out in the first place. I mean, it was there. You could mute people, and now they're bringing it back in. I don't really get why they took it out, whether they just actually screwed up. I don't get it, but it's nice to have it back in there so we can mute people, especially for those that think they're trying out for American Idol and singing, and it's just, spamming the mic. It's annoying. And then the next one, enabled kick functionality in party and private match lobbies, which is important. I mean, even though the way I look at it is, you know what, if your friends come in and you're in a private and you say, can you please leave, and they don't, those are friends that get deleted permanently from your list. It's very, very simple. At least that's the way I look at it. If you're going to be an asshole and not respectful of what I ask, then you're not going to be on my friends list, period. But it's nice to have the kick functionality in there anyway. They address the issue where when you're in a pregame lobby and all of a sudden people would leave, you wouldn't actually see, and sometimes you'd only see 2 people on each side. Meanwhile, like, it's a full friggin' party. There's actually 6 there, and it's just constant glitching there. So that's hopefully been resolved. It's kind of annoying because a lot of times I think I gotta back out when really the entire team is there, and they're like, no, don't back out, guns, and then, we go from there. Anyway, the next one is addressed an issue where the pregame lobby would appear stuck on the countdown timer while waiting to balance teams. This is constantly an issue. When you see 12 out of 12 people there and the timer just gets stuck. And I've seen this actually in Modern Warfare 2 as well, but it's really bad in Black Ops. So hopefully that does get fixed. I'm sure it was an easy fix. It looks like they've fixed it though. If you look at the language though that they use for this, for these fixes, addressed looks like it's actually fixed. Improved means they only kind of tweaked it and it's still not the greatest. It's still not improved. So I'm expecting that there's still going to be more headaches in terms of party reliability when leaving with the party. So I don't think that's fixed by any means, but I'm curious to see what you guys think. So of course, if you experience this, put it in the comments below the video. Also the UPnP, the NAT functionality, and being able to have those kind of mixed gamers in the same party, again, improved. The word is improved. So it's not resolved, it's not fixed. So I'm very curious to see if they're actually going to do anything about that. All right, let's see what they're going to be addressing in future releases of patches, what they're currently working on for us. All right, so the next patch, patch 1.06, whatever they're going to call it, who really cares? They're going to be addressing a freeze that would occur in rare situations involving a combination of high player counts and many kill streaks / explosions occurring simultaneously in a concentrated area. If it's such a rare occasion, I really don't care. Yeah, great, you're fixing it, but I mean, this letting us know that you're going to fix this, it sounds like something in Ground War when 6 million things are all blasting off, and maybe it sort of bogs down the engine, the game engine, and just freezes it because it can't handle it. So maybe they got, I don't know how they're going to address it, but anyway, addressing it, maybe they're going to fix it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just a matter of looking at the programming code and getting it fixed. I'm actually curious to know if any of you guys have actually experienced this. I never have, but I want to know from you guys if you have, and what was the game type you were playing, and what happened? Like, where did this actually occur? How did the freeze happen? Did it just lock you basically freeze your system? I'm curious. So if you guys have experienced it, put it in the comments. I'm very, very curious to know about this. The next one is further improvements to party reliability to address an issue where mixed NAT types connecting and disconnecting can cause players to drop in some situations. This is exactly what I was talking about in the wording when we just went over what they're fixing and or what they allegedly were improving. Improving is the word they use on patch 1.05. And this is what I'm saying. I mean, it's further improvement, so I don't think they've nailed it. I think we're still going to have a lot of problems with these NAT types and people getting disconnected and getting dropped. Hopefully they do eventually get it resolved. But as I said, the nature of the wording in that suggests that it is by no means, it has not gone away. It is still going to be there. And basically, they're just going to need your help. So if you're still experiencing it and there's a particular situation that's happening with it, I don't know if they need any more assistance. Go on the Call of Duty forums if you haven't been banned from our last escapades. But anyway, if you go on there and let them know that it's happening. Remember, don't use profanities. Just let them know what's going on with it so they can fix it and we can move on in this case here. Because it looks like, you know, for the most part, we're back on track. Let's not get this train off the rails again. And last but not least, investigating infinite loading screen issue reported by some users. I love how they say some. Like, what does some mean? A few thousand? A couple of 100,000? Because I've actually also experienced this myself, where it's showing loading and it just never stops. It basically freezes. It's not like a screen freeze. It's showing that it's loading, but it never goes away. So I know it's saying that, you know, you got to understand that they're trying to do sort of damage control here. They say some users. It could be like every single PS3 gamer that's played this game has probably come across the infinite loading screen. And if you haven't, consider yourself lucky, because it's a pain in the ass and you got to reboot your entire system. Well, that's it for patch 1.05 and the future one. Let's hope to God that it's actually working. All right, so there you have it. Basically, we've got a lot, you know, I find it, I was going to say, basically we have a lot of fixes and stuff like that, which is really good. It's nice to have the mute capability back in there. I'm glad that there's mute, because there's so many annoying people in these, you know, whether it's Xbox or PS3. I haven't been on the Wii. I'm sure it's the same. I'm sure it's probably actually even worse on there, because it's usually a younger generation that are playing it. Although, I don't know, Xbox has a lot of younger gamers as well. I'm not bashing on it, I'm just observing. Fanboys, you can do whatever, suck it. So anyway, it's nice to have that mute capability, because you know what, there's so many, and it's not just the young people, but there's just a whole bunch of, pardon my language, but just a bunch of assholes out there. And most of the time, that's why you see me mute. If you watch my videos, I mute almost everyone. I don't have time, I don't want to roll the dice to find out, oh, he's being quiet now, but is he going to turn into this blithering e-thug asshole? I don't really care, I'm done dealing with it. I just want to record the videos, get what I'm recording, and then present it to you guys, and that's it. So that's why we do it. So it's nice to have that functionality back. The other thing is with the party system, that's a huge component, man. I mean, you've got to be able to play with the party. That's the whole key here. I mean, the frame rate issues and lag and stuff like that will resolve itself eventually. And for the most part, it's a lot better now. I would say it's a lot better. And really, the frame rate issues might always be there, because if you guys aren't experienced with Treyarch, particularly the World at War, it's kind of almost their trademark. They always have this, you know, this strange kind of inherent lag in their game, and it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. I mean, I love World at War. I truly and honestly love that game. I still play it once in a while when I can get in a game. But it's kind of their style. It's kind of like what they have, and they have this strange frame rate lag in the game. You just got to get used to it. You got to learn to play with it. It's not going away. I know some of you guys are like, oh, they got to fix it, blah, blah, blah. It's not something that they're going to fix. I don't even think they really acknowledge it as a problem. That's just the design of the game, and it's never going to go away. Whether you're playing it on Xbox, Wii, PC, or PS3, you'll still have that sort of strange, not as crisp and clean sort of movement and feeling that you get when you play Modern Warfare 2 or even Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. You don't get that, and you'll know what I mean if you really sort of focus in on it and notice that it's not as crisp and fast and sort of there. It's kind of like there's always this little bit of fuzziness to the game. Anyway, that being said, party system fix, mute, kick ability, but I notice it always. I love the language that they use as well. They say improved. Improved. It's not like it's resolved or fixed. The word fixed means conclusive, done, that's it. Hey, there you go. They're like improved. We've done what we can. It's like just keep patching and patching and patching and patching. It's like they're not confident that the problem has gone away. And I don't know. I want to know now with you guys, comments. We've all got the patch in by now. If you're watching this and you haven't, load it up, get on there, play a few games, come back and let me know if the problems are continuing, if you still got the same problems. I mean, I think it's improved quite a bit. Even though 1.04 was a complete and utter disaster, the hotfixes at least band-aided it to the point where it's playable and we're having good games again, which is what it's all about. It's all about enjoying your game. Let's put these patches and the anarchy aside. I don't really care what's going on. Quite frankly, I don't care about Activision. I don't care about Treyarch. I don't care about Infinity Ward. I don't care about any of them. I care about enjoying the games like you and me, so we can go out there and play these games. We pay for it. As far as the company goes and booty-hoos and we're struggling, don't really care. I mean, we hand our money over. We expect a good product. So hopefully these are all things that are going to get resolved. 1.05 is out. Put your comments down if you're still getting problems. I know some people in the Call of Duty forums are saying that they have problems, but it's hard to tell really if it's problems on their end or Treyarch's end, because a lot of people have crappy internet, crappy this, and you know, quite frankly, and they're the ones, oh, it's horrible, I have so much lag. Well, it's like, well, you're up in, you know, the Arctic with a friggin' dial-up connection. You're like, I don't get it, I can lag out all the time. You know what I mean? So, who knows? But anyway, put your comments down, let me know if you guys are still having a problem. Is the party system fixed? Is the mute fixed? Are you getting kicked out? Can you kick people out of your party? That sort of stuff. Put your comments down, let me know. I'm very curious so that I can at least update you guys and keep you guys all updated and sort of abreast of what's going on. I said breast. You know what I mean. Anyway, I'm GunTerrara from NextGenTactics. Patch 1.05, now live. Get the latest updates and stay in touch with the NGT community with our all-new Facebook application. Check the description of the video for details.